yeah, it was terrible. But yeah, he came to me. You know what he said? He said this. You know what he said? He said this. You know what he said? He said this. Quote. Here's like you and President Obama and other black people never existed. That came out of his mouth. That came out of his mouth. The first thing I wanted to do was get up and kick his motherfucking ass. I want to fuck out of that motherfucker. But I did something a little bit better than that. I just got up. I got back into my car, drove home. When I got home, I was crying like a big baby. And then afterwards, I called my father and told what happened. And I told him, Dad, I need to move the fuck out of North Carolina. I need to fucking pregnant out. I mean, it didn't happen right away. It happened like about 4 years later. But when I did move back up here, I was not only happy, I was excited, and I felt like I belonged right back where I am. You know, and I gotta tell you, how many of y'all have lived or been down south? How many of y'all? Okay, all right. Y'all know that there's still presence down there. They look like Confederate flags. Am I right? Because I will tell you, if I go back down there again, if I see Confederate flags down there, my ass is out of there. I cannot stand the racial issues that's still going on right now. Because I don't mean to be religious or anything like this, but God loves all His children. It don't matter what color it is. He loves all of us. Amen? Amen? All right. I just want to say this. Don't let nobody, and I mean nobody, steal your damn joy. Can I get an amen on that one? Amen. Come on. I feel like preaching up here, but I don't want to take too long to preach. So, I just want to say, if somebody racially profiles you, if you want to beat somebody up, just do the right thing, walk away, and avoid like jail time and all that. Am I right? Because God knows we can't afford to go to jail at this moment. And that's just what I want to say to all of you. And because prior to this, I have not told my story until the Black Lives Matter movement came last year. And that's what got me telling my story again. And I'm still going to keep telling it. Keep telling it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to let nobody stop me from telling. Because I was going to tell my grandparents that night, but I didn't want to tell them because I didn't want to scare. But eventually I did tell them what happened, and they were a bit upset. Not at me, but the situation that happened that night. So just keep me all in your prayers, and let's get this thing going. Amen? Oh, by the way, my name is Chris, by the way, just to let y'all know. My name is Chris, by the way.
Ralph.
Good afternoon. I said good afternoon. We can be loud today, right? We out here in this street, we marching for change, right? But let me encourage y'all. While we marching for those who can't be out here with us. We marching for those who want change. So I encourage y'all all. Think for what y'all stand for. Don't let nobody discourage y'all. Me, I'm a march for change. You know why? Because I'm going for the people under me. Those who cannot march. So I encourage y'all. Y'all keep going. Y'all keep up the good work.
Thank you.
What's up, everyone? Good evening. Thank you for everyone who came out. I'm not really good at public speaking. You might remember me. Maybe I'm in Brock all the time. 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 Scared to catch COVID, scared to march, all these excuses, so they can stay in the simulation. Because they don't see what we see. Growing up, we know the history. They don't teach us the right facts in school. We have to learn it ourselves. We got cell phones, we got the books. We teach ourselves all the injustices that they try to cover up. It's the same shit. They still trying to cover everything up. They get a lawsuit saying they did police brutality, treating all the protesters after George Floyd passed like terrorists. They came at us like terrorists. Do we look like terrorists?
Hell
Do we
no.
look like terrorists? On Monday, marching for MLK, peacefully in a public park, on the sidewalk. Were we terrorizing anybody? Tables are turned. People seeing the real. They're seeing the NYPD, all the police, all the imperialists, all the white supremacists for who they truly are. They try to cover up. They try to put up these fucking statues. They used to look up at the fucking statues. The Confederate States that only had 4 years. They want to remember that shit forever. They want us to look at that shit forever. Nah, we tearing that shit down. You think it's a coincidence how they came at us with the fucking barricades? I'm gonna call it what it is. That shit's attempted murder. I saw a woman the other night with her head, back of her head busted wide open. It looked like fucking October 31st. It looked like I walked in a fucking Halloween store. You think they give a fuck about us? You think they give a fuck if that lady died or not? They would have covered that shit under the rug like they always do. They cover up all the shit they do. And when you find out, they attack. Growing up, I watched the news all my life. Watch mainstream news, I watch European news, I watch everything. They have 1 hour segment, ABC, mainstream media, right here, Times Square, ABC, all that, Good Morning America. They try to show you an hour-long special of how my black brothers and sisters get locked up, unjustly, innocent, and they put them on death row. They want to execute them when they're innocent. And they do the research. They get the lawyers. They reopen the case. They open up all the files. And find out that they're innocent. And they still kill them. And that's in the 90s. And that's in the 2000s. That's in the 80s. That shit's still happening. They try to act like this country is progressive. This country for the people. Liberated. The land of the free. The American dream. What fucking dream? It's a false dream. It's a false reality they're trying to sell. They just want to make those special so you watch them. So Middle America in the South, so they can see they playing some little weed, they playing a little cocaine here and there. The war on drugs, fuck that shit, man. They want to sell ads. With the tears of the black families and the brown families, the indigenous families that they murdered, that they killed, the souls that they steal. They worried about fucking Soho. They worried about Bezos. About the glass that they're gonna fix the next day. They got money to fix all the glass in New York City, but they can't pay for the souls that they stole.
Yeah!
Woo!
Yeah!
That shit.
Talk your shit.
Woo!
I get a public stick in my hand.
Anybody else?
Mike, check.
Mike check!
Mike, check.
Mike check!
Mike, check. Say his name. 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 Second, y'all, I was checking news headlines before I came up here. But I read to you guys the news headlines that were released about Justin earlier this afternoon at 1:28 p.m.
The first line of this article reads, at 1:23 a.m. on Saturday, the Trump administration finishes 13th and final execution. Dustin Higgs, a black man who had been scheduled to die on Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, was put to death while suffering from COVID-19. Dustin Higgs was just executed hours ago. Trump has been executing people since July of 2020. And he made sure that before he left office, he did as much hurt as he possibly could do to the black community. To the black community. That was intentional.
Shame!
Shame! Shame! Shame! So I just want you guys to think. Of what has been happening right under our nose.
My name is Jonathan Hollis. With me is my co-host Sean Connor.
What up?
That's right, baby. I didn't hit the mirror my video option on Zoom, so when I point to him, it looks like I'm just schizophrenic pointing to nobody. But let me tell y'all this: we got a great show for y'all coming up. For our first segment, we'll kind of run through the news, talk about what's going on, and do what's really the heart of the show, which is kind of like talking about issues that are going on nowadays, but kind of making it funny and making it easier to understand. Politics can be really dry these days. It can be really boring. It can make people, dress up like some sort of like weird, like super villain from like a movie about prehistoric America, and then, storm the Capitol building and go up in Nancy Pelosi's office and go in all those little folders on her computer. But hey, that may be you. It may not be you. You know what I mean? Some people struggle with not doing that. It can be difficult to not break into the Capitol building and pick up like a podium and walk out with it like you just took a beer from a party. But hey, different strokes for different folks.
I'm mad that they thought that the secrets to the universe, the secrets to the country, were just going to be in those files right there on the desk that they left there unattended.
Right.
There was no key. There was no Indiana Jones secret puzzle that they had to figure out or some shit like that so they could get to the files. It was just like, yeah, let's leave the launch codes right there.
Right, exactly. Honestly, yeah, I feel like they thought that if they sifted through enough papers, like the one on the paper on the bottom would be like a guide to Area 51, where all the aliens are located, including E.T.
It would just be in bold letters, just dun dun dun.
Yeah, exactly.
This is it, guys. This is it.
It'd be like overview of alien language, E.T. phone home. They literally thought it was gonna be like intel on QAnon. We found out who he is, and this is our plan to take him out. They literally thought it was like the pizza recipes for the pizza store where Hillary Clinton was holding all those kids captive. They really thought that they had found something. And honestly, let me say this, Sean. I want to extend an olive branch to those folks. Again, if you're watching, I want to let you know right now on behalf of Politics as Usual, you are insane. But the other thing I want to say is that I kind of get it. One, I am often angry and disappointed in the government and wish there was something I could do to light a fire under their ass. The other reason why I kind of empathize with them, honestly, I think what might have happened is that they watched an action movie and walked out of the theater. When you watch a really good movie, you walk out the theater, you start feeling like you were in the movie. Picture yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When I used to walk out of a scary movie, I'll be looking around like, damn, is the world still the world anymore?
Exactly.
I said, when I seen The Fourth Kind, I felt like Alaska was where people go to die. I was just like, yo, if you live in Alaska, the aliens are abducting your ass left and right. After seeing The Fourth Kind, I was scared as hell of that shit.
No, for real. I get it. So I remember walking out of Cloverfield being like, all this could go away in an instant. Nothing is permanent. Our emphasis, I literally was like, damn, bro, life is so finite. And what if I was filming this whole, I don't know. I feel like if I was him, I'd probably turn off the camera and focus on surviving. But maybe I'm just built different. But
even the movies how, okay, so I Am Legend.
Right.
I don't know if you've heard this conspiracy.
Oh.
But apparently the premise of this movie is these people turn into zombies in the year 2021 because of a failed vaccination that was supposed to cure a sickness.
Oh, I completely forgot that about the movie. Wow. Yeah. Wow.
So I'm like, oh damn. Are these movies predicting what the agenda is? Are they softly feeding it to us?
Yo, I sure hope not. I sure hope not. And luckily, I played a lot of video games and seen some movies that try to predict the future. Like I remember playing this game called Metal Gear Solid 4, and they say it I think it was set in 2018, and the game was made a while back. But they said in 2018 there's gonna be this huge war, and these giant tanks that can walk, and they said nanomachines were gonna make it so you can modify your body. If you want a new arm, just make it out of nanomachines. And yeah, right now America, we're having problems convincing people that the Earth is flat. So I think they were a little ambitious with how smart they thought the world was gonna get. I don't know. Maybe that wasn't gonna be. It might be around the corner, but it's not happening now, and definitely didn't happen 3 years ago. Now let's get to some of our top stories this week. I want to bring up first and foremost the thing that's on everyone's mind in America, especially amongst me and my friends. That STEMI. Who's trying to get that stimulus? First of all, if you're trying to get that stimulus, and if you're joining us here, we appreciate y'all so much. All our fans, y'all comment in the comment section, talk some shit with us. Also hit that follow and subscribe button too. But yeah, we're gonna talk about that STEMI. So right now, what the Democrats are kind of pushing for is a $1,400 stimulus for every man and woman in America. If you're an adult, you're gonna get that $1,400. I feel like they should, I don't know, maybe if you gave me $1,400 at age 18, it would have been gone in a minute. But I don't know. What do you think that this will be a worthwhile endeavor, Sean?
Well, I think that it is going to be helpful. A lot of Americans are struggling and finding ways to make ends meet, and a lot of Americans are, hustlers and crafty and can make ends meet. But like you said, at 18, you may have spent that $1,400 in a minute. You'd have went to the Mustang store and
right.
I want that.
Down payment.
Right, exactly. or you now you're 25 now.
Yeah, that's right.
So now that you're 25, you know a little bit more what to do with that money. Honestly, I'm 29 now. I'm honestly maybe at 25 at if you gave me $1,400, I probably might have fucked it off. I would have invested. I would have been like, all right, $1,400. I'm gonna invest 1,000 of this, and that means $400. I'm fucking off. But now I'm a little bit smarter, where it's like, all right, let me pay a couple months ahead on my rent, or let me fucking invest on Robinhood or some dumb shit, or something that I think. Maybe buy a course, because Jazz told us last episode that investing in your education comes back sevenfold. I'm hoping, man. I've been reading all these books. Ain't nothing happened yet.
There you go. Yeah, shout out Jazz Tarkey. He went on our show last week and did a great job talking politics. He was playing this character. He was like a Middle Easterner, one of the last ones that hasn't been, blown up in a drone strike. But yeah, he came and talked to us about his homeland and all that stuff, and it was a great time. Yes, that stimulus. It's right now. The reason why it's kind of caught up is because the Democrats wanted to go ahead and pass that bill, giving every American $1,400. But Republicans are they're dismissing the quick action on that bill. They feel like it's being rushed out, and they don't like how big it is. So the stimulus package is $1.9 trillion. So that's that is a sum of money that we pretty much can't conceptualize. But the government's gonna have to take a loan or do something. They're gonna have to sublease the White House, or probably let some people do some more birthday parties. You can pay to do a birthday party on the fucking helicopter pad, or what I think what they should do is, because I know the U.S. government's in a lot of debt. I think in addition to letting people sleep in the the extra rooms in the Capitol buildings across America, just make some extra money on the side. Oh, they could turn to an Airbnb. They could
imagine renting out the White House on Airbnb. Niggas would be shooting music videos at the White House. Niggas like, yo, I got a movie idea. Every mad Netflix shows will come out. Every show is.
Oh my god. Oh,
this year at the White House.
Right, exactly. Scandal.
Hugh Hefner at the White House.
Ron Jeremy at the not
Right,
him,
right.
a porn star that hasn't been canceled. Yeah, they would be getting into it.
They were just biding their time.
They dead ass will be it will be music videos and shit. It will be and because they could also do they could also like sell rights on Air Force One. So and then rappers will be doing Bobby Shmurda will be on that plane like acting like he was the president. Like
they collab with Nike and have the Air Force Ones on the Air Force Ones. They bring back Nelly to do the remix. They be like, this November.
That'll be. I honestly, I hope
Stomping
they
to
do
the poles in my Air Force Ones.
What happened to all the shoe songs? Like, there was like the "Stepping on My J" songs. Like, there were those songs. Like, I feel like the rappers, I know they bring up shoes. I wish they brought them
because
up more.
back then, what was fly was still somewhat affordable. Like Jordan sneakers,
That's
Air
right,
Force
that's
Ones,
right.
Even jerseys were expensive, but you could buy a jersey.
Right.
Now, if you're a rapper rapping about your clothes, if somebody step on your shit, you gotta kill that nigga. That shit was- you just paid a mortgage payment for some shoes and a car payment for that shirt.
Like he's like, yo, these shoes were $2,300. Like, why are you wearing them? Because nowadays,
Why don't you have them in a case?
Exactly. You know why there's no stepping on my J song these days is because immediately they would just have to go to small claims court for it. Like there's no way he would be sitting down writing music. He would just immediately have to sue him.
They gotta call the authorities to file a report,
Right.
like it's a car accident. Listen, we had a little fender bender here. He scuffed my J. I don't want to get any. I just want to exchange information and let the insurance companies handle it.
Hello, welcome to Geico.
You get rental J's. Oh yeah,
rental. At least you gotta do
these ain't my real J's. These just my rental J's. I get my real J's out the shop.
Like doing a down payment, all those shit. Yo, deadass, it would be like someone would step on someone's J's and he'd call Geico.
You've bought 5 pairs of J's last year.
You're gonna regret that. Yo, it'd be like a hit and run. The dude would run off, maybe running after him. You think it's just two dudes chasing each other, maybe a robbery? No, he's trying to get his info and get his license plate number or something so he can file an insurance claim. He's gonna call Geico. They're gonna be like, "Oh, what's the make, model, and year?" And he'll be like a Nike. No, he's gonna be like Yeezy. The model is Boost. The year is 2019. You're like, this isn't a car, sir. This is a shoe. But then when he tells Geico how much the shoe costs, he'll be like, "Oh shit, yeah, I guess it is a car now. It's gonna be a car. It has to be a car now." So the situation is that the Democrats need to find a way to convince. So right now they need 10 Republicans in the Senate to agree to do this bill, and then they'll be able to pass it. They need to convince at least 10 of them, which might require asking for less funding than Biden originally requested.
So how long typically can these things take? Like, because I remember the first stimulus check came, I didn't expect that to come, and then I was just like, all right, that's it. So when the second one came, I was just like, oh shit, there's more.
Right.
But that was a long time later. I was just like, nigga, this is a myth, because there's been so much talk in the news every day. Stimulus this, stimulus that, on Black Twitter. It should be this much. It should be this much.
Right.
And even seeing the numbers of, I don't know if these memes are real or not. But shout out to our new followers, Zodiac Magical.
Hey, Zodiac Magical.
We throwing a party for you. Hey, if you're in the chat, let us know what you're drinking.
There we go, baby. What Zodiac sign are you? Posted in the chat.
Ah, hell yeah.
There you go.
But so it's so much talk about stimulus. I be kind of like, man, show me the money. That's
right.
Exactly.
This is all talk. Like they're like somebody who like I follow this page on Instagram called Baller Busters, and they expose all these dudes that are like, yo, I got this program. Here's my Lamborghini right here. Sign up at my website, and so I can send you a guide on how to do e-commerce. Get $1,000 in 1 second of sales. Yo, call me. Like, put down your email. It's like all those guys. Like all that stuff is fake. If you ever see anybody promising you like, oh yeah, if you want to make $1 million in Forex in 1 week, put your email right here, and I'm gonna send you my guide. Like they're all like that page is telling me they're all fake, and I feel like the government kind of is like those guys. Like those guys, they don't get those ideas from anywhere. The government for months has been like teasing us. Like
I don't want to say all. I want to say 90.
Yeah, okay, yeah, at least 99%.
Because I feel like there are some people who are like they traded firms or like
I can see that.
They are professional day traders, and it is their job to produce numbers.
Oh man, that's the reason why all the day traders are like young, coked up dudes, because you need the reaction time to get the stock before it goes from like $4 to $3.99, and you're gonna lose a bunch.
I know a girl day trader, a young black woman. She's beautiful.
Wow.
She be coked up, and she be like, "Listen, my best days at work." But she's on the phone, like talking to people, trying to get their money to invest in stuff.
Interesting. Okay.
She's
not like directly like trying to like wheel and deal. She's almost like a middleman, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. She's selling the product.
So for everyone watching, Sean, can you like do you know about investing, day trading? Can you what exactly is day trading, and like because I have an idea of what it is, and a lot of Americans are getting into it.
From the little bit I know, and a lot of Americans are getting into it, and I think that is great. I think that it is great that people are exploring a new avenue of how to create money. But I think that is super important to be knowledgeable and know what you're talking about. Like, there is no get rich quick schemes, but there is a way to properly invest in day trading. And you ask, what is day trading? Day trading is whether you're fucking around with cryptocurrency like Bitcoin or Litecoin, whether you're fucking around with stocks, whether you're fucking around with like currencies like foreign currencies, or what's the other one? What's oil
options?
And options?
Oh yeah, utilities.
Utilities and options.
That's
exactly.
right.
Whether you're fucking around, it's pretty much looking at the lifetime of the stock or trade or whatever entity you want to get into, looking at the lifetime of that and deciding whether you trust your knowledge enough to predict whether it's going to go up or down. And the name of the game is buy low, sell high, buy low. So when you are in this day trading game, you understand that you can make money both ways by selling up here and buying low, or buying down here and selling high. But it is a very intricate process, and understanding all the factors that go into it, like other countries' governments can affect a currency, or like news that comes out, or just decisions that you couldn't even fathom. It's tough to have a working plan for you. That's why Warren Buffett said, keep it simple, stupid. You're like he knows what he knows, and he just goes off what he knows. But he's also, his father worked in Wall Street and was a trader. So at 9, 10, 11 years old, he was already reading books and going to the market. He knew this is what he wanted to do. So his knowledge is, he says like, I can spot a company and decide if I want to invest in it, and decide if it's going to be good or not, decide if those people know what they're doing, if they believe in themselves the right way, just off the bat of an eye. It's because I put in the time. And it's people try to pay their way past the time. I think that's what's wrong with our generation, like saying like, oh, well, can I just pay you and you put in the secrets for me,
right?
And then we both make money.
Exactly.
You can't. The game isn't free. The game, you got to pay to play, and you don't pay a person. You pay tuition to the game by learning.
Mm-hmm. And if you look in the comments, CDKATL post is funny because she said, "I'm tired of seeing Forex bros on TikTok giving terrible investing advice." Yo, honestly, and that's I feel like it seems like there's an emergent business, and this kind of, I feel like a lot of younger people know about this. Maybe some of the people who aren't so much on like Instagram and stuff, they might not see it as much.
As long as there's lanes in the world, people gonna be hitting licks.
Exactly. Right. What does P.T. Barnum say? He said like there's a sucker born every minute. So it's like there's like a new business, and I was kind of alluding to it with like those guys who are like, "Yo, I'm gonna teach you how to make $5 million in 3 days using one simple trick in my YouTube and hit the link." And so like those guys, like a lot of guys, like Sean said, they sell this idea that you can get past the learning stage. Like if you, but like, because obviously the human mind loves to find little routes to, get what you want in an easier way. And so they kind of, that's like the carrot they lure in front of your nose. They're like, oh yeah, guess what? I got the route. You want to come get it? Or do you want to be hating your life right now like you do? Okay. Or do you want this Lamborghini that I rented?
Just to play devil's advocate, I think that most people, you're right, they do get kind of the wool pulled over their head and knowing what they're signing up for. But most people, when they do pay for something, you do have to have something to sell. So there is a resource that people do have access to. Like,
oh yeah, because for some of them, for sure, yeah.
Some of them, you do have a portal of knowledge that you can learn from, and it's whether or not you want to put in that work. Now, if you're saying like, hey, I can show you all the secrets, and then you show the person that, hey, the secrets is putting in work every day. And they'd be like, well, what? I didn't pay for that.
Right. You
and
said
it's like,
it was quick.
Oh, well, all right. Well, then if you don't want to put in work every day, but I think one benefit is because there are some people who all you have to do is crack the door. All you have to do is crack the door, and then you can get in. That you let that person in a little bit, and they can find their own way. You don't have to show them around. They can figure it out for themselves. So I think that those types of people, even if it doesn't work out for them, they can just being able to see the bullshit after getting into it. They'll be like, all they're learning is how to work hard. All right, well, I can do that for myself. I can start my own thing. I can be positive in my own way, and that won't knock you down. Like, be like, oh, niggas is just out here scamming. No, it'll just be fuel to your fire. Because,
I want to make it abundantly clear that I am like just issuing a complete like blanket statement to these guys with like no knowledge outside of the limited that I do. Because I just remember, I think it was I feel like the trend kind of started maybe in like 2015, 2016. Like I feel like that was like when I really started seeing, or I don't know, maybe it's always kind of been around, but
it's always been around.
Yeah, so it's
honestly, and you would think that we started it because I was just like, I thought that I was in the first MLM when I was 17 and got tricked into going to hey, come to this meeting.
The meeting,
we're gonna be around some millionaires, and
it's a business meeting. I got approached.
Make sure you dress nice.
Like a random, I almost got honeypotted. Like this woman approached me in Vons, like accosted me and was like, oh, do you want to be like first of all, like I was wearing a Braves shirt and she was like, oh, is that Red Sox? And I was like, no. And then she was like, oh, okay, hey, do you want to be a part of this meeting? I'm doing it sounds like I'm joking. I'm not joking. Like,
hey, football, right?
No baseball.
No. Oh, well, hey, you want to come?
You want to make some money? So literally, it was like, it might have been human trafficking. I don't know what, but it was literally like.
That's a good ass intro.
Right. It will work on 90%.
Whatever.
It will work on 90% of men. It will work on 90% of men.
If somebody walked up to me, hey, the Army, I'll be like, no. It's just a shirt. Well, you want to come hang out?
I got some shit in my van, dude. It's fucking crazy. And that's again, it's all this like what I just said sounds like a crazy. It sounds like something that would happen on like Big Mouth or Family Guy. No, it literally I was in Vons and it happened. And then she just like for 20 minutes, she just kept talking about like this business and like all these like this is for people who are serious about their future and it's a business opportunity for making business partners. And then every time I would inquire, this is a telltale sign. Every time I would inquire, she was like, oh well, we try to keep things under wraps. Like we try not to. Just like broadcast to the it was like she had
it's not for everybody.
Right, exactly. She had like
it's for people who really want it.
She was literally like, oh, you need to meet with my mentor.
Yeah.
To do that. I was like, okay, fuck you.
I don't want to give you that. I want to introduce you to my mentor and let them speak to you. Like, oh, you have a mentor? Well, what has this mentor done?
Right.
And then you meet the mentor, and the mentor will be like, hey, can you give me a ride today?
Let me hold $7. No, he'll send you down to the gas station for some black amount. Yo, can I get some smokes for you?
I'm like, your mentor ain't doing too good. You wanna
and the fact that she was
you wanna reevaluate?
right.
Why you gotta give your mentor a ride to the fucking
because in my head I'm literally okay. It's either that or like they're trying to put a rag over my face and sell my kidneys to a guy in Mexico. Like I'm not trying to do either of these things. I'm trying to
especially when you 17, 18, you be scared than a motherfucker at the meeting.
Exactly.
Everybody get quiet the closer you get. You be like, oh, y'all set me up.
right.
Is this some hostile shit? I just want to go home.
It's like, here's my mentor. Why is he holding a gun?
I just want to play some basketball.
Right, exactly.
You walked up to me at the mall, bitch.
Right, exactly. They'll honeypot you. They'll honeypot you. It's fucking crazy. All right, let's bring up. So we'll have like one more top story that we'll talk about. And then we'll get to our second segment of our show. So at about probably like 7:40. I'm talking about
40, nigga.
I'm acting like I'm on Hawaii time. No, at 7:40, we are going to go on a 5-minute break, and then we'll start our second segment, which is I can't count today. I just started Wellbutrin. I don't know my numbers anymore. But so we're at 7:40. At 7:40, bitch, I'm gonna forget the whole English language. At 7:40, we're gonna take a 5-minute break. Then we're gonna start our second segment called. A lot of y'all remember our beloved segment. Are they tripping? This is Are You Tripping Part 3. Are you tripping? Yes, they are tripping, but was it justified? So that's the title of our segment that we're gonna do. Are you tripping? The third installment. And we're gonna see if these people are tripping. Is some people out here protesting? Is some people out here trying to do the right thing? Or maybe they're doing the wrong thing? You decide, and we'll decide. But you decide in the comments. And
shout out to everybody in the chat tonight. If you are drinking, let us know what you're drinking.
Hey.
Please tell a friend and tell a friend. Share it. If you even just share it on one social media platform, we appreciate the fuck out of it. If you're in the chat on Facebook, go crazy in the comments.
Right,
talk
baby.
all the shit you want to talk. Facebook is still freedom of speech friendly.
That's right.
And come on Twitch and talk some shit too. If you want to follow us, so make sure you subscribe. Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3. Just subscribe on any tier. We appreciate it all across the board. And we look like we got some crazy protests going on. But go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. And I was about to bring up something that had happened in the protest, but
oh no, what happened?
Yeah, so basically, last year, a lot of people heard that, a lot of people saw that this guy in Kenosha, Wisconsin, he was an 18-year-old named Kyle Rittenhouse. There was this controversial situation where he had shot and killed 2 people at this protest, and a lot of people were trying to argue that it was justified. He was acting in self-defense. A lot of people were saying this wasn't self-defense. He was the aggressor in the situation.
He shot a nigga at a protest?
Yeah, he shot 2 people. Oh, yo, shout out Zodiac Magical, just subscribing with Tier 1.
Zodiac Magical,
hey,
you're a real one.
Real one.
Realer than real.
There we go,
Authentic.
baby.
4D. Right,
there we go, baby. Hey, they might actually be Zodiac Magical. Like, they might actually have magical powers. You never know, man. Like I've seen some people out here do some crazy shit. Like the reason why I say what I'm saying, like sometimes in Atlanta, I'd be at the MARTA station, and a homeless dude, he would if you give him $1, he'll do like a trick where he makes it levitate. You know what I mean? And it's like I wouldn't be on any drugs at the time. I'd be like, how the fuck is he doing that? This could be him right here watching our show. If so, thank you so much, and please stop urinating on the train station. It's really bad. Like,
where else is he gonna pee, John?
Hey, I mean, I would hit the trash can, maybe. You know what I mean? Like I might go in there. Maybe not on like the ground.
No, I'm barbaric. I
just get a free ball.
I pee outside with a class. I guess that's not barbaric then.
No,
I'm an upscale barbarian. I pee outside with class. If I'm gonna pee and it's not a toilet, I'm gonna pee in a bottle.
I think it's. I am pro because a lot of states they'll the cops will give you a ticket or something if you pee out. They see you peeing outside. I think it should be normalized. I think if you gotta go in the bushes, as long as you're not facing the people, you're facing the wall, just go in the bushes. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But there might be something wrong with what Kyle Rittenhouse did that night in Kenosha, Wisconsin. And so what just happened earlier today, or I think maybe yesterday, is that a Wisconsin judge actually modified the release conditions for Kyle Rittenhouse. this guy who had shot and killed these 2 protesters.
There's one line I just read. I want you to read it.
Yeah,
It's
right.
The last with that blue. That
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
is hilarious in that first paragraph.
You see why I picked this as our second story. So Kyle Rittenhouse had he's going through the he's going through the justice system. He was in jail. They let him out on bail. Like he had posted bail, let him out on bond. So he was, not in the jail anymore. And so, but a judge found out. So prosecutors alleged that Kyle Rittenhouse got out of the jail and then went to go drink beers and was serenaded with the Proud Boys anthem at a bar while out on bail. And so I'm not sure how you would ever get serenaded by a Proud Boy.
The Proud Boys anthem.
The anthem.
What is the Proud Boys? West Virginia country roads. What is the Proud Boys anthem? It's just
they stood over and like, baby, lock them doors and turn them lights. Like they literally. They said, okay, the thing I latch on.
Mad people singing off key.
Right.
Nobody's doing the same snap.
Oh, there's no.
That was hacky.
We'll let it slide, but that's strike 1, Sean. I'm already on strike 3. The thing is that the fact that they used the word serenaded,
like they sat him down. It was like white power, white. Then the pianos come in.
Like the gospel Jones, like, doo, 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 doo. And then I have like the bells, like, doo, doo, doo. I feel like serenaded implies that, like,
you know what's funny? They're the Proud Boys, so they wanted to be really good. So even though it's a white power song, they had a black band. And so these black guys are killing it, man. Just put a curtain over them. They won't know.
They picked out the 3 black Proud Boys. Like, hey guys, no, get in the frame, get in the picture, so we look good.
That white guy's killing the drums.
Exactly.
Do white power.
The fact that they say serenaded, like they didn't say, he sang with them. He was serenaded, like as if like one of them was like legs splayed open, standing in front of him like a male stripper, like grind on me, take your time. Like
even the juxtaposition between serenaded and drinking beers. If you're at a pub drinking beers, you don't want to hear any serenation.
Right. When you're out trying to drink beer,
you don't even want a secondhand serenade.
Right.
Shout out to that band. I like them.
Shout out. Yo, that's like you. Even if it's a good singer, like I don't want to be sung to when I'm trying to relax and just have a drink. Like, I don't want anybody to make me sit there and just like it was probably the happy.
Have you ever
song.
had a person who can really sing, just sing to you?
Oh my god, incessantly.
That shit is. I know how it feels like to go see your friend and they bomb. Because even if they're a really good singer, it's just like, right here, me and you. Because they be, whoa. All right, okay.
The word,
my family's here. Can you tone it down?
Right, can you stop? Like, American Idol's that way. Like, stop fucking. And that's the fucking problem, is that, like, so many of them don't get that, like it looks weird when you were just, like, singing just, like, randomly in the middle of the public. Like, let me tell you about this. I don't know if your high school was like this. My high school had like a bunch of white kids there, and a lot of them, like especially the theater kids, they were just
the theater kids will bust out.
The theater kids,
like you know what? It's all they need is a word of association. Like
right.
like a teacher could be like, "You're so selfish." They'd be like, "Once I was a selfish fool who never understood." You'd be like, "Wait, what?" And I was a theater kid, so I identify with y'all. That shit used to crack me up. Because when I would hang out with theater kids, they would play games that only they knew. Like, it's weird. One game that they would play, and I want to ask you a question after this, but one game that they would play is they would only speak to each other in song lyrics. And when I would hang around them, at first I didn't get it. I was like, why do y'all just sing random songs? And I was like, oh, y'all are talking to each other and having real conversation, but you have to say it in a song lyric. And it's tough to do. But it's if you hang out with these theater kids, you have enough knowledge to be like, oh, I can play this game. But what I want to ask you is, I'm following, what's his name, Kyle Rittenhouse?
Right.
All right, so far, he got out. He's got out on bail. First day out, like T Grizzly.
Right.
He went and got drunk, and they serenaded his ass.
Right.
Now, how in the world? Because what you told me was he killed 2 people.
Right.
How in the world is he justified And like, why would they? Are they serenading him because he did the right thing, or are they serenading him because you killed niggers? Is this evil, or is this justifiable evil?
Yo, this has been like a huge and a very divisive thing in America. People's opinions about like what has to be done about protests, if anything. Like some people like, and you'll see this on social media, and I know social media might not be representative of everyone. A lot of what you see on social media, they're just bots created by some lunatic, possibly named Vladimir Putin. But the thing is that
especially because your algorithm is picked for you.
That's right.
So to escape your own algorithm, like one thing that I like to do, and this is weird of me, but if I'm hanging out with a young lady, I like to take her phone and see what her algorithms are.
Ooh,
see what pops up when I type in her Google. See what pops up when I type things in her Pornhub. But that's a little too far.
There you go.
Hello, are you getting different shit than me? And you know what's fucked up? You don't even have to type it in. If you hang around with a person, their algorithm will connect with yours just by you guys having conversation. It's
that's
fucking stop it and they say, stop it, America. All right? Nah, we love it. What are we going to do, huh? I'm in the Matrix. What am I going to do, baby? What am I going to do?
FBI, we know you were surveillancing Americans in their every move, even listening to our phones right now. Thank you so much for joining us on Politics as Usual. Please subscribe.
People think that the mark of the beast is some microchip.
Right.
Nigga.
Yeah, I know, right?
Your debit card is the mark of the beast. Nigga. Try doing anything in life without having credit. Try doing anything in life without being a credible human being. Try doing anything in life without having a social security number. Trust me,
bro.
We're already chipped.
They're like, oh, like what if the government is like listening to us? Like what? Like they are.
They've been listening for years. We just have to trust that there's so much bullshit that they're like, we got a little bullshit.
Right. They're like sifting through it. They didn't see the embarrassing thing you watched on Pornhub, but they did see the guy talking about like, oh, I'm gonna use a gun to shoot a politician. Like they're like, oh, they're looking at that.
They just use the vat of bullshit in case they ever need a good news story. They're like, what looks good in there? Anything?
They use it for a laugh.
No.
Like, when they have a casual Friday at the NSA, they're like, oh, yo, check this out, bro. I got this like crazy search. This guy wants to see porn that has like Kyle Rittenhouse in it. It's fucking crazy, dude. Like, but deadass, like, it'll be people looking up the craziest shit. Rule 34 says it will exist. So anyway, to sum up the story before we go to our break, which will be at 7:40, an attorney for Rittenhouse did not object to the change in bond conditions after they were proposed in January. Rittenhouse is free after posting $2 million bail. That $2 million bail money he got from people who were sympathetic with him. And so so a lot of people in America.
Wait, this nigga raised $2 million?
How crazy is that? So, but the thing is that a similar thing happened when George Zimmerman had his famous case where he had shot and killed Trayvon Martin. A lot of people, and most of which, I'm not, this is not the finger point, but the majority of which were conservative, went and gave them money, went and showed their support for them, seemingly believing that what they were doing was justified. And for me personally, I see it as, even if somebody who agreed with my views. Okay, I'll do this situation. There was a girl at this protest in, I think, New York. She had thrown a Molotov cocktail at the cops, and she was sentenced to this really long jail sentence. And even though she was somebody who was, a left-wing type person like me, probably maybe a Bernie Sanders supporter, or maybe somebody who thinks America should be more socialist. It's like, I
do want to ask you about Bernie too, but go ahead.
Right, for sure. Oh, we'll cover it in our segment, but yeah. So the thing is, like, I can't defend somebody firebombing other people, even if they are police officers. I feel like if she
in no case can you defend that.
Right, exactly. And that's
even if these police officers were like the initiators of terror.
If they were the initiators of terror, I say you do whatever you need to do to defend yourself. If the cops are terrorizing
do what
people,
you need to do to stay alive.
Exactly.
But you don't have to kill to stay alive.
Well, because here's what I'm saying is that with this particular example, it's not like she fought back against a cop. We're gonna watch some videos of that once we get back from break. But the fact that she had thrown this explosive, theoretically this could have hurt a person who wasn't a cop. So that was my concern, and also could have, I mean, property damage is secondary to human lives, but it's like, we if you're out here, playing with fire, like a flamethrower, like that's, that can hit somebody who's not a cop. And I'm not saying, it's okay if I don't like. Well, what I'm saying is, we're going to break, so we'll be back in 5 minutes. And before the FBI agent listening to this hears me justify why it's okay to beat up cops, it is. But anyway, when we're back from break, we'll do our next segment, and hang tight with us, and we'll be back in about 5 minutes.
Bye, dummies.
We're still live, Sean. We're still live.
Chillin', baby, in the parking lot, right outside our favorite spot. Looked in my eyes, so let's get out of here, to a place in a space with a vibe and a feel, yeah. Driving down the coast, PCH, when I let my lock sun on my face. Pick a spot where it's nice and warm, where our brown skin melanin light absorbs. Sea breeze, palm trees, yeah. LA beaches, yeah. Come with me, please, yeah. Let's make it a day. Sea breeze, palm trees, yeah. LA beaches, yeah. Come with me, please, yeah. Let's make it a day. There's a special way you woo me. Yeah, I'm pretty simple, it don't take much to move me. Still somehow these niggas miss the mark, what are you doing? Simple is something, like give me your time, touch my booty. You see, it's easy, and that's something that you grasp. Nothing out the park, just reach back and grab my hand. Picnic in the sand, effort, commitment. And for the right one, they gon' be like, that's it. Energy, I feel what you're giving me. Love and affection and digging me gently while being a friend to me. Listen attentively, tell me your secrets, that's vulnerability. Serene, you are peace. Early morning, late at night, I think of you. Late at night, I think of you. You're sweet as candy, sweet. Cool as ice, and I get to spend all my time. Get to spend all of my time with you. Sea breeze, palm trees, yeah. LA beaches, yeah. Come with me, please, yeah. Let's make it a day. Sea breeze, palm trees, yeah. LA beaches, yeah. Come with me, please, yeah. Let's make it a day. Sea breeze, palm trees, yeah. LA beaches, yeah. Come with me, please, yeah. Let's make it a day. Sea breeze, palm trees, yeah. LA beaches, yeah. Come with me, please, yeah. Let's make it a day.
What's that? Did you? Oh. Really? Oh. There you are. Come on, man. There you are.
They're just.
Just want to make sure you're okay.
Yeah. Let's make sure we're good.
All right.
As usual, baby. You know what it is. We're talking some shit and
swallow and spit.
Well, hey, if you're doing that right now, congratulations. Now, what we are gonna bring up might get you out of the mood. We're gonna talk about some issues going on in our next segment. This is part 3 in our groundbreaking series. Are they tripping? This segment is called "Are They Tripping?" Yes, they were tripping, but was it justified? Now, our first segment.
I know a lot about that.
Yeah.
I've been tripping, but I've been like, nah, I was right though. They was like, you was right, but you was tripping. Y'all know.
There you go. And it's a fine line between tripping and not tripping, and being right and being wrong. As we've seen, Zodiac Magical was spitting some facts. They're saying, what would the cop have to do to justify violent retaliation, or rather use the same claim that you fear for your life? Difference is you don't have to murder someone if you fear for your life. Honestly, yeah. I mean, because other countries don't have as much cop killings as we do.
So if someone is trying to kill you, it's not kill or be killed?
So often, so for example, in America, recently, and I'm going to talk about this for a second, and then we'll pull up our video for our segment. But so this
it's subdue or be killed.
Yeah, because I mean, seriously, it is like I watched this video from a few weeks ago. There was this guy. He was mentally ill. And there was a lot of protests after this happened. He was mentally ill. He had it was either scissors or a butter knife. It was some like very small blade like that. And the cops were like surrounding him, yelling at him, pointing their guns. He's obviously mentally ill. His mom's right there. He's like kind of pacing around, and the cops, shoot him a bunch of times. And so the thing is that in a lot of other countries, they don't have.
I get it. You only got to shoot that nigga one time. But I don't care how mentally ill you are. You feel one of them motherfuckers in you. You're gonna be like, hey, whatever I'm doing now, let me stop.
Right, exactly, and that's the thing too, because a lot of countries don't even get to that point. In places like Great Britain, in countries like Finland, like and even Germany, they're kind of on this now where it's like oftentimes they'll just get like a bunch of cops with riot shields, and it's just like what you said, they just subdue them. They do something nonviolent, they might tase them, because that taser, unless you're static shock, that taser is gonna feel like something. But let's see what happens when it's the cops and the people, and the cops are not shooting, and then some mayhem might break out. So these protests happen in Russia. There is an opposition party figure who recently was poisoned, and let's watch right here and see what happens during this protest.
Six clubbings before he went down.
Damn.
Listen, he had heart. Okay, nobody else wanted the fight, but he brought the fight to at least 4 officers.
Damn. And they
God damn.
They were grabbing the officers too, like, oh, you're gonna take all of them?
But there's a difference between, hey, I want to shove. He was like, first he threw a punch, and then he was like, no, I don't want to just blindly swing. I'm taking off my hood. I'm bringing it to you niggas in the face. And then he got hit, and he was like, is that all you got? Right. And he got hit again, and then he must have said his name. He was like, I'm all well, motherfucker. Shout out to Richard Pryor. But then he's the definition of go down swinging.
He was punching to the last. This is what I'm talking about.
I'm a real Russian nigga. And
Right. You're right.
He didn't come with the little pew pew. He was like, nah, nigga, I'm gonna get low. I'm gonna twist my hips.
Damn,
oh man,
he put his body into the punch.
Yes. Oh my god. Every time I see it, and then he has to rip off his hood. I know he has some type of padding under his gloves.
Oh, I mean, he doesn't even need. And notice one of the cops actually.
There was a second that he was fighting by himself.
At the start of the clip, and at that point, at the start of the clip, one of the cops gets his shit rocked. Like, he's wearing.
Yes.
How do you get your shit rocked? You're wearing a helmet. Like,
no, he got his shit so rocked. You see him have to adjust his helmet.
Right.
He fades into the back.
Yo.
And then another cop steps up, and all he could do is put up his hands.
Right. Because
all the cops that got hits were in the background.
He literally gets his wig spun. Like he literally you see his fucking. Look at his shit rock.
All that training he had went out the window as soon as he got hit. He had to lift up his visor.
Because you know what Mike Tyson says? Everyone has a plan till they get punched in the face.
I love, you're absolutely
he had
right.
A plan.
And I love that as soon as he fell, the crowd grabbed him.
That's right.
And got him out of there. They didn't let him get stomped to oblivion.
Right.
They was like, all right, nigga, you fought hard.
Right.
Get back here.
A lot of people in America, they'll just be like, I'm getting it on video. Like, no, like a lot of people, they would not actually step in. And a lot of them rush forward and restrain the cops too. And you can see this in this final frame that's frozen right here on the screen. You can see.
I do see. This is more of just, let's hold each other's shoulders and let's. All right, calm down.
Right. There you go. Like I said, I respect this so much. And so again, it's so relevant to America because there's so much debate about should you just let the cops and the government do what they do and have faith that they'll do the right thing, or it's at some point when are we going to take matters into our own hands?
What is the right thing in this situation?
Exactly. I want to bring this up too, and this is very controversial, and I want to make it clear I don't support this man at all. But there was a guy.
I just want to be clear,
right? Yeah, just for the
support this
for the NSA agent listening in. So and also for Twitch because they ban people for saying like the S word. But the thing is
what was his reason? Did he get an interview after this? Anything? Is he concussed? Does he have a concussion?
He should at least get like a post-fight interview with Dana from USC. Like he should at least this should at least be like televised. But so here's what's going on. Like I said, there's been a lot of debate in America. To what extent do we need to fight back against the cops when they're doing the wrong thing? What do we do when they excuse themselves and when the government gives itself a pass when they do the wrong thing? So this happened in Russia, and this is it sounds crazy, but this happens all the time. It just happened late last year. There was a guy named Alexei Navalny. He was an opposition party leader in Russia. He had become very popular. Previously, he had run for mayor of Moscow and he came in second. And he is opposed to Vladimir Putin and Vladimir Putin's political group. And so that is dangerous, very dangerous. He has survived multiple assassination events, the last of which has landed him in the hospital in critical condition, which I don't know if he's recovering now. I'm not sure what happened, but so what happened was he was on a flight and he had been someone had poisoned him with a nerve agent. This is like their fourth or fifth assassination attempt on this guy. And so, the Russian government predictably denies that they had anything to do with it, even though like these guys basically they just leave receipts for poison like around the house and then swear they weren't the one that bought all the poison. Like that's what they are. And so so it's like these people feel the same. Maybe they feel the same way. Black people kind of feel, our situation isn't the exact same, but it's like we kind of. I mean, don't you feel like doing this? Like if you could be this guy, wouldn't this feel cathartic? Aside from getting your thumb broken, probably like he did.
Black people are this guy. Like
straight up.
I know a lot of me and John. A lot of times we get flack for articulating and being well spoken just from our community. It's like you talk whatever too proper, but we identify with being a bridge between two communities, between being able to understand one dialect and transferring it to another. Because I've been in the car with my friends who necessarily didn't grow up the best or may not were born in America. And they don't give a fuck. They're like, fuck you, officer. I want to go there. I want to go toe to toe and I want to man up with you. And I'm like, listen, this nigga's got a gun. Officer, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Right,
Talk to me. I'll communicate because
or call this guy and be like, hey, I got another one.
Right.
Punch
Because
him.
as soon as we get pulled over, this nigga's already talking about, man, fuck this nigga always fucking with us. And I'm like, oh shit. No, let me do the talking, buddy.
Right.
But I'm saying that there are some black people who are like, nah, I will rock the police's head.
Right.
And I don't really see nothing wrong with that because I feel like that's what.
Isn't it kind of in the Constitution? I mean,
we need some sense of checks and balances. Like today, I was pissed, bro. I finally worked hard enough in my life to have my own place where I pay my own rent. So you know how it is. Everybody who knows this, you know how it is. When you pay your rent, you want shit to work right. When you pay for your internet, you want shit to work right. When you want your heat and your air to work, because you pay for it, you want it to work right. So today, at my place, I have roommates, somebody got mad and cut the power because they got into a fight. So none of the outlets work, our Wi-Fi didn't work, the water heaters didn't work, and we had to have somebody come in and fix it. So when I'm speaking to the landlord, he was just like, well, I know it's broke. It is what it is. It's no like, he had no concern or sympathy for my situation. I'm like, well, I'm the one paying this shit.
Damn.
So like, I feel like I could fuck you up right now. But he could call the cops and they can fuck me up and he's right.
Damn, how about that?
And there's nobody
there's
nobody to check him, or there's no checks and balances to check the authority to make sure that they're not going too far, because absolute power absolutely corrupts.
And to you know, let's talk about what happens when power may corrupt. So William Davis, he comments, he says, how do you feel that the media used the death of George Floyd to hide how racist Biden was? I like initially I feel like
who is this?
So
William Davis.
Shout out William Davis.
Shout out William Davis. We appreciate you for commenting. That's a very good question.
I want to lead with saying this too. I think that there has certainly been efforts by a lot of media outlets to kind of like, you know,
what's a DT group?
Donald Trump group, I suppose.
He said, how long into Biden's office do you think Black Lives Matter is going to be considered a DT group?
Domestic terrorism group.
Really?
So that's
so we're like the new Black Panthers. Here's the only thing I disagree with. Black Panthers was never commercialized.
That's right.
Black Lives Matter was commercialized.
That is very true. That is very, and there have been a lot of people who have so the Black Lives Matter movement is just about, you know, I mean, literally just about can we be treated as human beings? Someone in this there's so much to talk. He made so many comments. I'm gonna try to get through all of them, but when a lot of people talk about Black Lives Matter is corrupt, they're conflating the movement with the organization. This woman started an organization called
the Elite. I'm sorry. He asked one quick question. William Davis. The elite don't care about any poor people.
That's
the
right.
elite who really won the countries are the top 150 people in the world, and it's our club, and everybody else ain't in it. We are property, just a number, just cattle. So the elite don't give a fuck. Fuck poor Black people. The elite don't give a fuck about any poor people.
That's right. And America is demonstrates that over and over and over again. I mean,
new follower.
Hey, there we go. For the stars,
John,
baby. What's up?
I want to suggest something on air.
Sure.
For our followers and subscribers, can we get a little song that we sing for them?
You know, yeah, we should. We'll do. We'll write a song for each. So it'll be the same song, but it'll be dedicated to the follower as soon as they follow.
For next episode, we're coming with a little tune.
There we go,
guys.
baby. There we go. We were so inspired. First of all, For the Stars is such a beautiful username. Like that's such a so many people.
Listen, hold on. William Davis is asking, did I know that the poorest communities in the USA are white? Did you know that? I went to school in the Appalachian Mountains of West Virginia. Trust me, I grew up in New Jersey and then went to college in Wheeling, West Virginia. Not even Morgantown. Not where WVU is, not the city. No, I'm in fucking Hicktown, USA. I was a skip, hop, and a jump from Shadyville, Ohio. Listen to the name of this town, Shadyville. It was still a sundown town, and I'm talking about people with no teeth, people who lived in outhouses, people who just the whole fucking society is poor. And when you come around walking like a flashy black guy, like look at me, they don't want none of that shit.
Right, that's right, that's right. William Davis is he asked if we play banjo. I don't know banjo. I try to learn guitar and I got like 3 chords.
He said I got too much teeth for the Ozarks.
Exactly. So it's like so a lot of his earlier comments, which I also want to bring up, which don't pertain to this fight, but I'll bring them up just for the segment. Before we issue our verdict, was yes, this guy fighting the cops was tripping, but was it justified? But William Davis says, was the media tripping after in the wake of George Floyd's death?
Okay, first, can you give me your case on why you think he's justified? Do you think he is, or do you disagree with him?
So I think he is fully justified, and I believe so because I'm saying it straight up because I believe that is the way my country is supposed to work. They like in the Constitution, it straight up says like citizens are like the Second Amendment says we're allowed to take up arms against the government. Like what do people think taking up arms against the government is? And this is what I was about to bring up earlier was that this guy in Dallas, he had this is the reason why I think this guy's not tripping. This guy in Dallas, this happened a few years back. I think this might have been like in the wake of the Michael Brown shooting, but this guy in Dallas, he went up into a building, got a sniper rifle. This was in Texas. Got a sniper rifle and started shooting police officers. And he killed at least one. And he wound up obviously either getting sentenced to death penalty or life in jail. I don't remember what his verdict was, but the thing is, it's like, well, the Constitution, and this is why we need to like have some sort of gun reform in America, because it's like the Second Amendment says, we should be allowed to take up arms against the government if they cross a certain line, and that's why people in America, for the most part, own guns, because they're like, yo, what if the government turns against us? I need to be able to defend myself. And so it's like, if you want to tell, like, if that's what you believe, and I do believe that, and I believe most Americans believe that, then it's like, we got to understand, everyone has a different line. Everyone has a different line. No one has the same exact line. Some people's line is, I feel like the police are unfairly treating us. And according to multiple peer-reviewed studies, yes, the police do have a bias against us or in people of color in general. Against Blacks and Latinos, they are more keen to use of force against us, even for the same offenses. They more often. They don't more often shoot us, but they more often are handcuffing us, forcing us into handcuffs, throwing us on the ground, pepper spraying us, tasing us, and again for the same offenses. And we have a higher rate of incarceration for drug use than whites. So it's like I feel it's blacks and whites smoke weed at the same rate, but somehow we are getting arrested more often for it. And so when I think no one should be arrested for it, but the thing is that. That is a case of the government abusing the people. And so that guy got a gun and did what he thought he needed to do. So I feel like America's going to have a reckoning as to what we're going to do about gun reform and our attitude towards the government as a whole. So William Davis says, how do you feel that the media uses the death of George Floyd? I think the media oftentimes tries to cover up questionable things. Joe Biden does. I do not. I think if everyone who is like, oh, like, why is Black Lives Matter saying all this? So I don't want to see predators. Like, don't get mad at the media. Like, get mad at the guy that killed George Floyd. Like, when are these people? These people are like, oh, how come everyone's looting? How come everyone's blah blah blah? It's like, bro, get mad at the cops that are abusing their positions and causing all that stuff. Like, this is not just out of nowhere. Let's see. There's been like a trillion comments since I fucking.
Oh no! William Davis is just like, fuck you niggas, and then Unicorn.
He's not even trying to have a discussion.
Unicornio 909 is like, yo, this nigga not even giving a fuck. He's just saying this. He's just saying bullshit just for the sake of saying bullshit.
He's fucking around.
But he did say something that I did like. William Davis. He said so. May 22nd, Biden said, if you don't vote Biden, you ain't black. And then May 25th, George Floyd died, and people forgot about Biden saying that.
He's saying it's a false flag operation.
Yeah.
He's saying it's a fucking wow. Well, so the other thing is that's a massive conspiracy because it became such a huge deal.
And he said, "Do you know what the First Step Act is?"
It became the protest about George Floyd like swept the globe, so it would have to be like all the media across the planet. I don't know what the First Step Act is. Let's look up what the First Step Act is.
Okay, Dice Tube, thank you for joining in the chat.
Hey, Dice Tube in the chat. What's up, baby?
Please, if you're in the chat, let us know what you're sipping on, Politics as Usual is brought to you, as usual, by Four Freedoms Liquor. Four Freedoms. When you want to get drunk, but you ain't got it like that.
Hey, $4 gets you a great time. That's all I'm saying.
Yo, it sounds like a strip club in Taiwan. $4 that gets you a great time.
And that's like one of those strip clubs.
Tijuana.
That strip club, it'll be so crazy they'll let you hack.
No, not Tijuana. That's Mexico, right?
Yeah.
What's the
Talking about Thailand? Or are we talking
Thailand?
About...
There you go. Thailand. There you go.
Hey, some countries they're probably way looser about those strip clubs. They'll be like, hey, we'll let you barter for a lap dance. We'll let you trade livestock if you wanna haggle on the price. If you wanna maybe like make a public appearance if you're a celebrity, they'll go back to those times. First Step Act on
Dice Tube. What do you mean when you say that's what black people say? What do black people say? We going back and forth with William Davis, but everybody's got a point in this chat. And thank you, Unicornio 909, because you peeped the bullshit early.
There we go.
If you in the chat, you better be following or subscribing to at least tier 1.
So like my goal with the show, I don't want to he kind of lifted the veil, but I want to say like for everyone commenting on the videos, I will never presume that you were just out here bullshitting. Kind of sounds like William Davis is, because he was saying that.
No, he came back with some more good points. That's why I'm just like, he's talking some shit.
I'm trying to like kind of like get the big picture before we like talk about this, and then talk about the clip we just shared.
Okay.
But so William Davis he had said that George Floyd, his death came 3 days after Biden made that "you ain't black" comment, and he's saying, the media is trying to like hide Joe Biden's racism and craziness. But I think that one, this is a very complicated false flag operation, and two, like I don't know, like the media didn't successfully cover up anything. I didn't hear anyone not bring up Joe Biden saying if you vote for Trump, you ain't black. Like I heard everybody, people that don't care about politics at all, were like I'm pretty sure my 5-year-old cousins were like talking about that quote like that. It's what like everyone heard when he said that. That wasn't like the media covered it up. Oh god, there's so much to discuss. Dice Tube says we say all the time you can't be black and Republican. It's a common attitude. It is a common attitude. I think it is. I think it's possible for people to be both of those things, but I think there is a lot of resentment growing in America amongst the black community towards people who are conservative. I think that black conservatives do it. I think so. I think some of them have earned derision, but I don't believe in writing them all off as a whole. Let's see.
I don't know. I think black people champion black Republicans. Like people who are just like, get your money, learn your money. It's okay to, Jay-Z or Diddy. I don't know what you mean by black Republican, but like.
Oh, Kanye. Well, I mean, everyone's buying Kanye's album still, so clearly some black Republicans are cool. Let's see who else. Thomas Sowell. He was a black economist who was a conservative, and I don't remember anybody saying he was trash.
William Davis said all the first black senators were black. Oh no, he meant to say Republican.
I knew he meant to say that. But like the original is so much better. The original.
All the first black senators were black.
They were white. They were white, buddy. No, they were fucking white, and you fucking know, you liberal.
Double black.
Oh my god! Now we have to like come out with a movement to convince people that black people were black. Like at first it was Black Lives Matter. Now we are just having we're all the way back to square one. Like we have to convince them that we exist in the plane of reality that we are in right now. William Davis also brings up a very great point. He says there's more than 500,000 black slaves in USA jails right now. Yes, this is a big issue on criminal justice reform. For everyone else watching, I'll kind of break that down. So basically, according to the 13th Amendment, slavery is still legal in America as long as it's a part of some sort of punishment for a prisoner. So they will So basically, you know, they that's how they legally.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So
I'm sorry, I'm just
gangs,
jumping back in, but that's what the abolishment of slavery means.
Chain gangs kind of didn't go away, and that's why chain gangs have existed for so long. And nowadays, you know, they don't have them, you know, literally on a chain, but you know, they'll have them picking up trash on the highway, and they'll be like, oh, we'll give you a couple $1 an hour, or like $1 an hour, and you can you know, get something from a vending machine at the jail or something. And or you know, cigarettes or whatever. You know, cigarettes are very valuable in jail. But the thing is that I think there should not be any concessions under an amendment designed to outlaw slavery. But maybe I'm alone on that. I mean, you know, some people, including a certain former prosecutor who is now the vice president, might disagree with me on that.
He asked one good question: How much black do you have to have in you to be considered black? 25, 50%. I think you only need like 1%, just a drop.
Yeah, well, there we go. If it's just like a like fucking, that's good enough. Unicorn, how white do you have to be considered? But race for most white people is meaningless. I mean, you know, a lot of them do say I don't see race, so may be something to that. Anyway, let's circle back. We have gotten on about 50 tangents, all of which are valid. First of all, thank you so much, everybody, for commenting, voicing your opinion. Honestly, some real shit has been spoken in this comment section. Yes, the CDK brings it up. This just happened in California, a progressive state where a bunch of prisoners were having to fight, literally having to go and fight these wildfires for little pay or no pay. And then, you know, people want to tell me, you know, we need to trust some of the former figures in the California criminal justice system with high government positions, when I say they might be kind of questionable for that. And then some of those people might say, oh, what are you being, you know, are you just want to, you know, tear down a successful black woman? But I say, oh, it's not about that. Maybe I just think Kamala Harris should be, you know, we should hold her feet to the fire for, you know, supporting all these questionable ideas she held about criminal justice.
He keeps asking the same question. To answer that, the one thing that I do think is the difference between back then and today is there are way more educated black people who can properly seek out a lawyer and know how to conduct themselves in court and know how to use the justice system to their advantage and the whole government and legal system to their advantage, to where it won't create black slaves in the multitude as it did back in the day during Jim Crow days.
Mm-hmm.
So that I do think that is a difference to William Dawiz. And I know you're just talking shit, swallowing spit, but dead ass, somebody could walk up just as this Russian guy and pop on the police, and they will have a chance of living, even if they are a person of color, and they'll live a productive life. Because I've seen, you know, people head up, fight the police, and then be out on the street. You know, they get the same bail. They got to pay money for a lawyer, but they still have that opportunity.
Straight up. And so again, so getting back to this video, you know, we're kind of back to this, and yeah, I feel like I support the actions of this man. Okay, first of all, not just because I'm an American who believes that you know, people should be allowed to fight back against their government, but this guy's government is so like out in the open corrupt. These guys are like,
we don't even know his backstory,
right,
like his origin story. Maybe he's like a vigilante.
Yo,
his sister got killed or something.
Right. It's like Batman, bro. His parents got killed, and now he's fighting back. I love it, man. He's like the Punisher. So he's literally the Punisher.
I'm the Russian Hood.
Right, exactly. Yo, this could be the next Marvel movie right here. He's the new Avenger. Right. Tony Stark's gone, he'll replace him.
Now that Tony Stark is gone, Spider-Man is the new head of shit. The
right.
kid Spider-Man, he's smart. He's like, Mr. Stark would have wanted me to get you.
What do you mean, comrade? So I would love for this guy to be because they've already had, so Black Widow was Russian, but this guy, I want him to be like really Russian, like he's not speaking like he's from Long Island, like
right. You want him to speak like Ivan Drago from Rocky.
Right. I want his super suit.
He dies.
Right. Exactly. Nah. Yo, I want his super suit to look like those like Adidas tracksuits that they all wear. I want him to be like the vodka bottle. Like that's gonna be his superhero name. Like this is what
he shows up to every superhero scene drunk.
That's
we're fighting today.
That's my secret cap. I'm always drunk. And so again, I view it. So on that note, I view him as a superhero. I think that it is heroic to fight for what you believe in, especially if you're as vindicated as this guy is. Like I said, the context for this protest, one more time, before I ask Sean what his opinion is on it, the context for this protest is that his government has poisoned and tried to cover, did a terrible job trying to cover it up, but has blatantly poisoned an opposition party leader. And so this is the equivalent of Barack Obama poisoning Mitt Romney in 2012. And yeah,
it's his people riding for
exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's like so. And the way I see it, I bet you, probably these guys are sympathetic to Navalny. That's the guy. He's. I mean, not just is he like a politician. He's a guy who has a wife and 2 kids, and you're trying to kill him because he doesn't agree with you. Like, what are you afraid of? He's just a politician. He's not doing this. He's just trying to run for office, but Vladimir Putin is threatened by him because Putin has done he's done a very mediocre job at being president, and now he's worried that this populist, this guy who's getting more.
Sounds like this guy is disrupting the status quo.
Sounds like
like nigga, we gotta keep our shit running smooth. Get him out of here.
Yep. Maybe that's what happened with the JFK. You never know. But anyway, so Sean, so we have established he is tripping technically. Do you think it's justified?
Okay. It's justified if he knows in his mind, okay, I am doing a political statement here. I'm not just fighting the police, I'm fighting the power. Because the powers that be are not the police. The police are like the pawns. But if you like, all right, I gotta take out some pawns so that the king and queen know that I'm a force to be reckoned with. To make more of a political stance, or even if okay, the cameras are here, millions of people need to see someone standing up. That then is justified. If he's just like drunk off vodka and it's just like, man, fuck the police, I'll fight one of them niggas right now, and they just so happen to catch it. Good on the media for catching good content and using this nigga's outrageous or outlandish actions to sensationalize what's happening, because I don't really give a fuck about what's going on in Russia, but if I see that shit coming from any part of the world, I'll be like, damn, all right, word. He was getting it in with the police.
He was. Rights and lefts. I mean, he got him like a roundhouse kick. Like he pulled off a roundhouse kick.
So I'm glad for the context that you gave, letting me know that he was doing this as an outcry because a leader that he believes in was poisoned.
That's right.
And
and I think even if
he was like, I ain't got good words, but I got good fists.
right, exactly.
This nigga said, fuck making a speech.
Right. Because here's the thing.
Black lives have always mattered.
Right. so that's the thing. It's like he can't even make a speech. That's another thing that frustrates. And that, again, that's another reason why I support all those cops get beat up. Oh, hey, thank you. Lauren Has Money 313 for following. Lauren Has Money, baby. It says it right there on the username.
Well, shit, Lauren, if you got money, go on and subscribe to Tier 1, baby. Make it rain, protest party, make it rain.
This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna have a song, a special song for every follower, and then
followers, and then a song for subscribers.
There we go. And the song for subscribers will be personalized. And also we'll let them comment some bars if they want us to rap. We'll let them get in on it. If they got like an instrumental they want us to put up, we'll look for it on YouTube. Even if it's like start from the bottom, or if it's Cats in the Cradle, like that, like folk song from a long time ago. You can literally be in it. We'll rap over anything, but some Beethoven, or we'll do whatever the fuck. I don't know. That'll be the lightning round, which comes in a little while. But right now, the last thing I want to bring up is that. Yeah, man, it's he can't even make a speech. He can't. This is all he can do. He can't make a post on social media because they'll get him too. He can't say, oh, it's wrong for them to put people in jail for being gay because yeah. The Protest Party TV streamed the Capitol violence. Hell yeah, but that was we were not streaming that day, or this show wasn't that day, but Protest Party TV was showing it. Let's bring up. So soon we're gonna bring up our second clip, and we'll wait and see when the producer pulls that up at the studio. When they pull up the second clip, we'll show y'all what it's like. Basically, this is a woman who was doing over the Arthur theme song. This is a woman who was very fed up with her workplace and the people that were coming in there who were trying to argue that they should be allowed in without wearing masks. So let's go ahead and watch.
We have a religious exemption. We just don't want to wear a mask.
You're required to wear a mask to enter a restaurant.
Pardon me?
You're required to have a mask.
So
it's our religious belief, though.
It's under the Civil Rights Act of 1964 that we have an exemption, religious exemption.
I quit. I fucking quit. What is wrong with you people?
Ma'am, we're not
Roger,
sick.
I'm not working for this shit anymore. These guys won't put their mask on. I'm sick of feeling like this.
Wait, stop.
Why are you discriminating against us, ma'am?
I'm not discriminating against you.
Yes, you are.
Roger, I can't do this. I can't work for this
Stop. I'm sorry, you can't come in without a mask. The governor has said no mask, no service.
Sir, the Civil Rights Act says we can claim a religious exemption for not wearing a mask. We're not sick.
No, not here.
Okay, and then you lost our business.
Okay.
We'll go somewhere else.
Thank you, and I'm sorry.
He's
Well-
filming him also, by the way.
See what?
He's filming this. It's just some kind of like fun act for these people. I've had it.
Don't believe everything the media tells you, okay?
Yeah, fuck yourself.
You know what? Clean your language up, ma'am.
Like those protections in the Constitution are so that they don't have to wear a mask during a pandemic.
Okay, where is this at?
This is at a Denny's.
I know this is at a Denny's. But
Yeah,
I'm like, this looks like a fucking Denny's on the side of the road in Fort Worth, Texas.
Where else would this happen?
Why does she give a fuck about? Don't you want your tips? But these are Denny's customers. I don't know what she thought her demographic is.
Also, so I see your argument. So your argument is that this comes with it's a Denny's. This comes with the territory. You know, the guys coming in there are the type that believe the pyramids contain grain. Or
Shout out to Fort Worth, Texas. Shout out to the whole DFW.
Shout
The last
out
time I was in
Texas.
Texas, I went to a Denny's, and my server didn't even have teeth, and she was the nicest lady. I didn't give a fuck if she didn't have teeth. If you can make that sweet tea, bitch, I know you can, because your teeth rotted out for me. So bring me a good cup of that shit. Look it up right.
Good. She's been drinking it so much she doesn't have time to brush her teeth, which is fine.
The manager is like, look, she's the only person who will work 3 in the morning. So
yo, the manager's fucking up too. The manager has the mask like below his nose.
She took her mask off to yell at them.
She did?
Yeah, if you remember when she goes by the door and it's like, I'm not working by this.
Oh, okay.
She's like, just to let y'all know, fuck you too, nigga.
She said if you can't beat them, join them. And also she's just trying to quit, so she's like, hey, I'll violate I'll violate.
She was looking for any reason to quit.
She's like, look, buddy.
Okay, CDK ATL, retail restaurant workers are saints. I do give it up to them.
Give it up.
And listen.
I couldn't Shout out essential workers.
I couldn't do that. And I actually have done that job. And I was the type of person to be like, nigga, fuck you. I ain't smiling. I'm not.
You haven't earned that smile. You can earn the smile, but you have, if you want to come and this is, I think their shit is not wearing them. But see, I think she's like, oh, I'm just gonna fucking. She's like, I don't even want to be in this fucking. But so here's the thing. The other thing I want to bring up too is that William Davis is saying masks do not work, only the N95 work. That's how he calls them chin diapers. Low-key, they are kind of like diapers in texture, I guess. But so the chin diapers are not as effective as N95. What Dr. Fauci was alluding to, and I have seen what you're talking about. But so the N95 mask is pretty much the best way to. I mean, that's like, it pretty much like is flush against your face in like a big circle. So and that's why I have some. I wear them.
Is that the white ones or the black ones?
So they're the. It's
like a dome around you. The white ones.
So yeah, they are white, and it's like they have like that metal strip right here. You see? Okay. And like painters will have.
Oh shit! Oh yeah, it is like a painter's.
That's
some shit suck. I got one of those. Some shit suck.
You don't like them?
You know why? Get you a cool mask that doesn't work like me, all right?
Hey,
I don't even wear it over my nose. I just wear it like this.
William Davis will hate it, but Sean will love it. Hey, man, let's straight up. That's what it is, baby. Unicornio says mask up. All right. Yo, straight up. Yeah, honestly, because the thing is that I understand that she's just trying to do her job, and all these businesses are saying that you got to wear a mask in there. I was just at Firestone today getting some work done on my car, and yeah, they were like, yo, you got to wear the mask on there. Kathy Hollis says N95 got that filter. Thank you so much, Kathy. Thank you for joining us. Shout out.
Exactly. So you know it's a safe smoke.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yo, oh, but you know what I love? Something that helps me cope with tragedy is like humor, and so this I think this was today. So we just lost the great Atlanta Brave Hank Aaron. Rest in peace to him. There you go. Personal hero of mine for many years as an Atlantan, and that's right. And it was crazy. That, I had actually one of my cousins that actually worked with him said he was like the nicest person, and when you would talk to him, he would just make you feel like you were the biggest celebrity on earth. He would, he had a way of making people feel valued.
He would give it up.
There we go. For anybody, no one was smaller than him, is what he believed, and he was larger than
life.
life.
What was Hank Aaron's nickname?
Hammer and Hank.
Hammer and Hank.
That's right, baby. Home run record holder. That commie Barry Bonds does not count. Barry Bonds is an infidel. He's a cheater. He will face his day before God, and he will face God's wrath for his sins. Barry Bonds, I hope you're. If I don't know what your plan is for getting out of eternal damnation, but you better start planning now because you're going there. So Barry Bonds took roids. He did take steroids, and Hank Aaron didn't, baby. And so what? So gets me through tragedy is humor. And so I saw this ad online. Someone had posted this, obviously in like not in like they're just ribbing when they say this. But they posted this old cigarette ad that had Hank Aaron in it, and he was saying like, "Hey, nothing." His readers saying like, "Hey, nothing like a good smoke." And then obviously like they had like a couple more paragraphs where they were like, "Yeah, see, listen to Hank Aaron. Cigarettes are good for you. It's the 1960s." And it was like I loved it so much because it was like I don't know, it kind of brought me back down to earth, you know. It was kind of like it made me so sad to see Hank Aaron go, but at the same time, I was like, yo, this is hilarious. Like he dead ass was like, hey guys, let's all have a smoke, fuck it, you know what I mean? Like I got to see him in that light, and not just as this like martyr, and it was like it kind of humanized him, and I don't know, it made it a lot easier to kind of process it. I was like, hey, this is kind of funny, you know. Straight up. Yeah. So as for this woman, this is a different. Another inch is 100 days of Biden is April 29th. May 1st is the end of flu season. Any money that COVID policies are heavily scaled back May 1st. Do you think?
God damn! Somebody on Facebook said some breaking news. Rosemary Manley said a police car ran over somebody in Washington.
What?
And the world is going nuts.
Damn! Holy shit! So a cop car ran over. I mean, that's
what kind of Grand Theft Auto shit is that?
Oh my! Holy shit! Like the cops had there was a big thing going on in New York. I think it was last year where this police SUV was like hitting a bunch of people. It wasn't like going over them, but it was there should never be a situation where the cops are running over.
Damn! People. They said it was several people.
Damn.
They all tried to stand in front of the car like, if we stand together
shit.
in unity. Cops like,
no, because I think they thought, the cop will have a moment of, all right, this isn't what my job is. But you got to understand, a lot of the cops think that that's what their job is. Like they were probably like, the cops won't do this. They, or if they do this, it'll make them look bad.
Shout out to those people too. I hope that they're okay.
Straight up.
I hope that it's not as bad as me making jokes about it, because that is terrible.
Right. And that's the thing. It's like, we want to like kind of like inject humor into today's events so that it can be easier to process. And this stuff is hard to process. All this police brutality stuff. Seeing all these videos all the time. It can have an effect on your mental health. And so that's why I think that's part of the reason why it's so cathartic to watch a guy in Russia fist fight the cops and literally spin their helmet around with the force of those punches, because I think we all feel helpless, and that guy doesn't. That guy punched the shit out of that cop, and but I feel like so as for these people, obviously we hope that they're okay, and I feel like it's like we're starting to have a reckoning in America about realizing the cops aren't heroes. They're people, and a lot of people are sadistic, and a lot of the cops seem to have many amongst their ranks, a disturbing amount amongst their ranks, who believe they're entitled to do the wrong thing, abuse who they want to abuse, and get away with it. As we brought up earlier on this show, I don't know if you saw this, Sean. I was going to ask you about this. Did you see that news story last year when this is during the George Floyd protests? There was a guy in New York. He was an 80-year-old man, and he used to be like a peace activist for Vietnam War, and he's kind of like he's like a peace activist kind of guy. He walks up to the cops who are like marching around, and because he has his phone out, he's trying to like ask them a question or something, and they shove him to the ground, and he's bleeding. You can see him bleed out of his ears. He's an 80-year-old man. They shove him to and they walk over him like he's roadkill. And and after in the wake of that, a bunch of cops. So I started seeing headlines like, "Oh, these police departments are going on strike." So I was like, "All right, great." Then I opened the article. They're going on strike because the cops that shoved this old man to the ground, who did not pose a threat to them at all, they shoved him to the ground, and they went on strike because the guys that shoved him faced consequences. Like they weren't mad that the cops had abused
Rosemary Manley said, "I saw that. What you talking about?"
That's right. It should have been. It was a big news story. Should have been bigger. But I don't know if you saw that, Sean. But yeah, based off of events like that, I feel like we do need to have a reckoning on police accountability, and we need to stop making up excuses for these kinds of actions. Yeah, it was an old white dude got pushed down. So yeah, and I felt like if the police did, because I was talking to my mom about it. I was saying we should be allowed to strike back against the cops. And my mom was saying no, we need peace. Well, I was telling her, if this was Grandpa, you wouldn't be saying that. If this is Grandpa, you would be just like that Russian guy. Like I know I would.
Even worse, she'd be in the hills with the sniper. Like,
oh yeah. She'd be on that grassy knoll. My mom doesn't even own a gun. She would buy one just to fucking. And that's the thing. It's like I feel like there needs to be. I mean, it's the fact just because of the fact that the cops have qualified immunity, they swear this oath at the start of their service, and then if it's our word against theirs, the judge goes with them every time. The cops are just. They need to be held to the same standard anyone is. It's more important for them to act right, not less. It's more important for them to be on their best behavior and not be attacking people. And I think for Denny's employees, same deal. Even if you're mad at these guys not wearing their masks, you need to take responsibility. Don't join them. Keep your mask on, even if you're quitting on the spot. I feel like.
So you feel like her tripping was justified?
I'm gonna give like a 50-50 on it. I think she was tripping. I want to say yeah, she was. I see how she feels. This is not the first time she's been fed up with working at Denny's. You can't work at Denny's and not be fed up with it. You got syrup in your hair. At the
she looks for a reason every day. Black shirt. I'm not working here.
Fuck this. He looks like Antifa. And let me tell you this story. My parents were at they were either at Denny's or IHOP. They said they saw a family at the other table. This little kid was literally drinking out of the syrup, like had it on his mouth, like drinking out of the syrup container, literally just chugging it like it's a fucking Gatorade. And
syrup all over
right. He's like Winnie the Pooh, like going crazy on the honey shit. Like, and so I'm sitting here like, what the fuck? Why the fuck? And so I'm like, and his parents aren't saying a thing because they're also insane. But again, she's seen that happen probably like 10 times. She's seen like at least 3 fist fights. This is the Denny's.
When the manager came walking over, he didn't even have his mask up.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, shit, I gotta put mine on now.
It's like, oh, this is going on YouTube. Ah, shit. All right. Nah, he had his shit off because it was gonna be on YouTube. He knew it. Yeah, this was a very popular post on Reddit.com, seen by millions on there. Definitely seen by many on Facebook. Everyone watching on Facebook and YouTube and all those other places. Appreciate y'all joining us. Yeah, so basically, he's one of those guys that has like a bunch of words on the back of his shirt. But the thing is that yeah, like they always have like something about like perseverance or America or like I will stop these people from doing this. Even if I got to get my gun and shoot my daughter's boyfriend. And like South Georgia is littered with people who wear those types of shirts. I think those guys are tripping. That dude's back. Hey, Sarah wants a cookie.
Sarah wants a cookie.
Yo, I want Sarah to get that cookie too. That shit is delicious.
I thought you were going a little a little more risque than that, John. All right, John. All right.
Hey. Politics as usual is a family show. A family show where in the first episode I proposed a question: should they allow a random American to eat Melania's ass? That is what we talked about on our Christian television program. Or maybe
Sarah, what's your favorite kind of cookie?
Ooh, straight up. I want to go with maybe like a macadamia nut. That shit's good. The fucking the M&Ms. That kind's good. I bet you these people aren't eating cookies or anything else because they caused this woman to quit her damn job. I guess she was probably looking for a reason, but I think
Hey, Kathy Hollis, take it easy. Take it easy.
Hey, we want to hear about that fucking cookie. Don't say you want a cookie and not talk about
the cookie. We want to hear about the cookie.
We don't make it.
And then my cookie, I'll be back.
Right.
I gotta go get my cookie ready.
It's gonna be like a big press conference, like when LeBron made the decision, like I'm taking my talents to chocolate chip. Like
CDK ATL said, "Oh yeah, this is basically the 700."
Well, hey, I at the very least, I am not a hypocrite. That's what I have on Pat Robertson. I don't talk about following this book where they say that the odds of a rich man getting into heaven is the same as a camel getting through the eye of a needle, and then like buying a mansion the size of Alaska. That's not me. That's him.
What Dice Tube said, one of the black Capitol cops and the vet says MAGA mob were racist terrorists who repeatedly used the N-word while attacking officers during the siege.
Wow.
I mean, that's not surprising.
Yeah. I mean, every time I hear about that, or hear about like a cop making a Facebook post and he gets fired because he was talking about that stuff.
I feel like cops should be immune to the N-word.
Right.
You fucking nigger.
Right.
Even black people call you that.
Right. Why can't we use it too? And so that's like, yeah, the cops are often, they get caught doing that sort of thing way too often for it to be a coincidence.
Yo,
and
what,
so
if,
for these
what
guys,
if our show took off just from that clip? Me looking at the camera and going, "You fucking nigger!" Please don't chop that up or make a meme or anything out of that.
Yo, they're gonna make like an auto-tune remix
Right.
of it. Yo,
Fuck.
Sway the remix god! Sway the remix god is gonna be like Mike Will made. It's gonna sound like a fucking Swiss Beats remix, and then it's gonna be like, and then they're gonna sample My Laugh, and they're gonna sample like us singing the Follower song. They're gonna sample somebody getting beat up they're gonna sample the video of the guy fighting the cops.
You may disagree with me, John, and the chat may disagree with me, but specifically, I want to talk about the N-word. Like, it is, black people do feel the need to check white people and other races about the N-word. It's like, hey, who do you think you are to call me that? But honestly, when a white person really thinks that they're getting to us by saying that, like, I've been, walking down the street or maybe at a red light and a white person go, "You fucking," and it cracks me up because I'll be like, what year do you live in to where you think that is stopping me?
Right.
We shop at the same gas station. You are not. If like Donald Trump or an elitist was like, "Oh, I don't deal with fucking," okay, then I'm offended. But nigga,
a guy in a truck at a stop.
We live in the same apartment building, nigga. Like, you ain't doing better than me. You can call me a fucking nigga.
You're beneath me, and his car is like rattling as it drives away. Yo, straight up, because here's the thing.
Yo, William Davis makes a good point. White people can be niggas too. There are white niggas, and not even talking about wiggers like white people who try to act black. I'm talking about ignorant ass white people who only know how to do honey boo boo. Honey boo boo, child. And I'm not talking shit because she's a beautiful person and a loving soul, her and her mama. But that is some white niggerism.
Look at Joe Exotic. Joe Exotic is literally. If you heard a description of who that,
okay, Joe Exotic is a real nigga though.
He fucking, and he went to jail over all that. The only thing that like literally. It was to the point where he did the one thing that every black celebrity is doing now, which is getting pardoned by Donald Trump. He even tried to get pardoned by Donald Trump. He is trying to live out the black experience. He puts himself in reckless situations. He has these like he fucking.
And then he did the new black shit. When Donald Trump didn't pardon him, he was like, "He ain't fucking with me because I'm gay."
Right. Exactly. Yo, straight up, man. He's old. He's old. And he's got a cane. Every old black man has to have a cane. He really is trying to be like us, and I don't want to stop him. He's got to do his thing. He says, William Davis is also bringing up the.
That's bullshit. You know why? Because you know the black person he was talking about? You know the black person that he said, don't bring those niggers to my game? It was Magic Johnson. He is a owner of the LA Dodgers, a owner of the LA Lakers, a owner of Starbucks.
He was owner of Clippers.
He's white.
Yeah. If it wasn't bad enough that he's running the Clippers
if it was Rodney King or JJ from the street, don't bring those niggas to my game. I'll be like, oh, okay, don't bring those niggas to the game. Right. I get it. He's a billionaire. But Magic Johnson is also a billionaire. That's like what I'm saying. The nigga at the red light in the Ford Focus, the Honda Accord, that's his girl's car because it's got the eyelashes on it. It's got the eyelashes.
It's got the Rudolph nose at the front.
He's looking over at me talking about you niggers. Like, you don't get to call me. It's a level playing field here.
Right.
Magic Johnson has just as much buying power, just as much influence as Donald Sterling. And Donald Sterling is old. He may have more because he's in the future. Donald Sterling is a dinosaur.
Right.
But Donald Sterling didn't just call anybody a nigger. He called Magic Johnson a nigger.
And he was like, "Oh, I don't want to see pictures of you and them on Instagram." It's like, man, okay, first of all, if your relationship is at that point, you just need to break up. If you are out here like risking your job to like tell her who to post pictures with, like, oh, don't be posting pictures with this person.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to see you with this guy looking like, oh, you getting jealous like that.
That's what he said. He was like, I don't care who you hang with. I don't care who you sleep with. Just stop bringing these niggas to my games.
Right.
And it was because of a picture she posted with motherfucking with Showtime, nigga.
Yo, and like he's insecure at that point. He literally the sight of Magic Johnson. He's like, oh, this guy has had sex with other women. He might have sex with mine. Like, like it's one thing to be like racist. You can't be.
You don't give a fuck if. You care less if a guy fucks your bitch if you never have to see him.
Right.
But if you have to see him at like the company party or at like the NBA owners, commissioners gathering, and he's there like, that's your bitch. I know. That hurts.
He sees him at the ESPYs and just does that like little. Like, nah. Because here's the thing. It's like, you can't be... the point I was about to make is, okay, it's one thing he's a racist. You can't be a racist and be insecure. You gotta say it with your chest. You can't be like...
You can't be like, I'm supreme. You can't be like, I'm a supremacist and be insecure.
Right, exactly. Either whites are the master race or they're not, but you can't have it both ways. Like, if you really believe you're genetically superior to Magic Johnson, don't be all... how come you put him on your story? How come he commented on your picture?
Dice Tube knows. He was like, you can't even let your friends know this nigga.
Right.
Yo, you know who I saw?
Oh.
You know who I saw with your girl?
I'm you didn't hear this from me, but you know what I mean? Like, you might want to talk to her because, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's the thing. It's like, again, like you can't be, like, don't try to like compartmentalize it. Because that's what a lot of people do. You'll hear a lot of people talk about black people like, oh, this guy had like a more urban appearance, or or people critique a sports commentator.
Well, William Davis, you already know. I'm sorry to cut you off, just real quick. William Davis, you already know. It was a private statement. She recorded him without him knowing.
That is,
and you said the exact statement already, where she was like, "Stop bringing these niggers to my games." But the nigger he was referencing, where this stemmed from, she posted a picture at the game with Magic Johnson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
Opinions on Soulja Boy.
First, shout out Sack Shrek. Thank you for joining us.
This nigga came in like, hey, what y'all talking about? Fuck that. Y'all heard about Soulja Boy?
That's our friend that just does not give a shit about what the conversation. You guys can be like, I'll be having like a conversation
William
about.
Davis, I don't know what we expected out of an 80-year-old man, especially in the privacy of his own home. So I will give you that bail.
Right.
In the privacy of my own home, I do say things that I wouldn't necessarily say on a microphone on a podium.
Yo, this guy was like a hippie back in the 1950s. Nowadays it's like, yo, what the fuck?
No. He was like, hey, hang out with the black people. fuck them, suck their dicks. Just don't bring them to my games,
Yo.
and don't take pictures.
I don't want to see any photographs. Do not develop those. So, Sack Shrek, to answer your question, Soldier Boy was an unappreciated figure.
You love Soldier Boy.
He had, and let me tell you why. Not just as a fellow Atlantan, but Soldier Boy had made rap less serious. The era of rap that preceded Soldier Boy, that's the crunk era. Everyone has to be like, oh, I fuck the most bitches, I get the most money, I beat up the most people, I killed, 50 Cent was literally like his whole
Soldier Boy definitely changed it.
Right, exactly. 50 Cent, he was like one of the biggest people, if not the biggest person in rap for a time. And it's like his whole gimmick was like, look how many times people have hated me so much, they have pulled out a gun and shot me. Like, this guy's like, hey guys, look, people, I'm so I'm such a hard-edged person. People would try, like, imagine the kind of person you have to be to have like 50 people trying to shoot you, but that's who he is. And so that was like what preceded. The Soldier Boy comes out and he's like, "Yeah, trick, yeah," blah, blah, blah. Like, he literally had a song just like that. And he had this other guy called Arab, who I don't think is actually from the Middle East, but was called Arab, and would hang with them in their videos. Soldier Boy would be wearing these shirts that would be like a wedding dress length. Like, he didn't give a shit, and people liked that, and people wanted something refreshing and fun. They didn't want to be told about how it feels to get shot or how this guy fucks everybody's girl, including yours.
Soldier Boy started a lot of trends.
He did.
He started a lot of trends.
Right.
And Soldier Boy even like I don't know if it'll ever come back. The way Soldier Boy had ringtones. Because ringtones was a thing of the time. Now it's just like the standard the standard iPhone ring or the Android ring.
Right.
But back in the day, your personalized ringtones or ring back even was something that you paid $1. He had tens of millions of people spending that dollar for every single song.
And on iTunes too, back when people used to buy music on iTunes.
And you needed the iTunes gift card.
Right. So when you got the iTunes gift card, immediately you went to the Soulja Boy Tell 'Em album and you bought that single or you bought the whole album. Sack Shrek, thank you for bringing up Soulja Boy. He
said, dang, that's the best sax I've got. Well, Sack Shrek, shit.
There you go, baby.
If you play the sax, play a tune for us.
There we go, baby.
Tell us what you're drinking if you are drinking, and follow and subscribe.
Hey, hit that follow button, baby.
We fuck with you.
Hit that follow button. We appreciate it. Everybody who has followed us, everyone who will follow us in the near future, hopefully, including Sack Shrek. We appreciate y'all so much. Hey, there we go, Sack Shrek, baby.
Sack Shrek, follow us. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it, baby. Let me say this too. Like you were saying, hey, he might play sax. Who knows what part of his username is accurate? Maybe he's just a Shrek fan.
Maybe
if so,
he's just an ogre.
Right. If you are, don't be hard on yourself. Ogres have layers. And also, if
he's an ogre, but he's nasty at the sax. But he can't get any gigs because he's an ogre. He's like, we don't want you. Get out of here.
Right, exactly. He's got to like Jackie Robinson that shit because he fucking. They're like, oh, we don't want any green.
He plays behind the curtain. He's like, then when he comes out, get
out! Throws
flaming torches.
Right, exactly. Lord Farquaad's like, I don't take pictures with the ogres. I don't want to see it on Instagram.
You can listen to the ogres' music. Just don't bring any ogres to my club.
If I have to hear All Star by Smash Mouth, I'm gonna lose it. I don't want to hear their kind of music being played all loud. I don't want to fucking. Oh, you like saxophones and Shrek? Yeah, like I said, if you're a saxophone fan, if you're a Shrek fan, hey,
is that your hidden profile?
Hey,
hi,
that's
baby,
a winning.
I like
that's a winning combo, baby.
I like saxophones and Shrek.
Kathy Hollis following us. Yo,
Kathy Hollis.
Appreciate it. Kathy Hollis.
Us.
Hey, thank you so much for following Kathy Hollis. No, absolutely no affiliation with me.
Oh, I thought that was one of your people.
I'm just kidding. That was kind of the tongue-in-cheek joke.
Oh,
okay, I was about to say, hey, who has no relation to me, Jonathan Hollis, who coincidentally has the same last name as her, and also a lot of the same DNA because she's my aunt. Thank you, Aunt Kathy. You're a real one. All right. And my Aunt Kathy's an essential worker, and she has successfully resisted the urge to storm out and quit her job. And
thank you so much for that. Because
yeah, right.
I know that line, that thought crossed your mind at least once today. Like, you know what? Should I say? Should I say fuck these
Should I say
niggas?
it? Right. Because that girl did say it. The girl in our last segment, she did say fuck these niggas. And yo, straight up, I kind of get it. You know, I see why she was mad. I gotta I'll say this. I'll say for the most part, she was justified. She was tripping, but I think for the most part she was justified because of the fact that you know, they were breaking the rules of the restaurant, and even the manager wasn't following.
I think she does that 3 times a week.
You think
I think the manager knew. He was like, "Hey, it's the end of your shift anyway. You can quit for the day. Just make sure you're here tomorrow."
Yo, neither of them like each other, that's for sure. Because in the video, he's like acting all calm, like because he knows he's being filmed. If he wasn't being filmed, he'd be like, "All right, you know what? Get out of here, you suck." But then now he's like, "Oh, company policy is blah blah blah." But fucking, if he would be doing this like the baby if that camera wasn't on. He'd be throwing up double birds.
He wanted to be like, "Listen, I wear this shirt every day."
Right, exactly. I know I didn't wear a button down to a $50 an hour job to hear this shit all day, but yeah. So, and she quit. And I don't. What do you think, Sean? Now we gotta agree she was tripping. Was it justified?
I'm going to justify it for her because just like the chat said, our essential workers, our retail workers, all of our, you know, especially because the holiday season just passed. I know how it is to have to work on Christmas Eve, then Christmas, then New Year's Eve, then New Year's, serving a bunch of entitled motherfuckers who, because they spent $60, they feel like they can give you $6 and it's justifiable to treat you like shit. I know that it looked to be dark outside. I only seen one car in the parking lot. It was a Crown Victoria, so I don't know what to think. I've never seen white people, except for cops, drive a Crown Victoria. So I don't know what these guys with these letter t-shirts were doing. The manager, he was a fat blob. He had no courage. He didn't stick up for her at all. He didn't diffuse the situation. She handled the situation the best she could. She quit. Then she realized, I need this job. So she just went to the back, smoked a cigarette. And I know after the cigarette, she was like, damn, I should have got that $20.
Right.
But I'm going to justify it for her and say that, yeah. She's absolved of any crimes, of any accusations, because she's just a woman trying to make a few bucks.
That's the other thing.
If it'll make her feel better to put your mask on for 10 minutes while she takes your order, because you can't eat with the mask on, so you obviously get to take it off. So I know the one guy who had the letters on his shirt. He didn't want to record. It was his buddy.
Right.
He was like, "Oh, I got my mask in my pocket, man. I can just put it on."
He's like, "Nah, fuck you."
He's like, "No. If you read the Constitution," he was like, "Nigga, I've never read the Constitution."
He's just like, "Yo, I'm not a freedom fighter. I just want a pancake."
Right.
Fuck, like,
exactly. We're at Denny's, bro.
Right.
This isn't the Capitol.
What do you mean it's not the Capitol? Yo, Deadass lit his buddy. His buddy just wanted some hash browns.
To him, he was like, "I can do it." Denny's is fine dining.
He probably had I bet you. Both of them probably had a tough week because no one just starts shit for no reason.
I heard about this place.
Nobody just starts shit for no reason. Like, they probably had a rough day. They're working on the construction site all week. They're pissed about their job. Blah, blah, blah. They got delayed. Someone dropped this rock and it broke something. And so they're just trying to relax. But one guy is wound up because of the stress. And he's like, "You know what? I'm going to take a stand." And the other guy's like, "Well, what do you mean?" And he's like, "Oh, you'll see." And he thinks, okay, well, I guess he'll he'll be like, I feel like, these grits were too,
I'm telling you, man, that's why people need a vice, man. So you don't take your day out on others.
Right, exactly.
Take your day out on poisoning yourself.
The state of California has weed legalized, because if they didn't, everyone would just be killing themselves here. Like, the traffic alone is reason enough for weed to be legalized out here. The way people drive, weed has to. You can't not have weed out here. It doesn't work. You will implode. Or because honestly, maybe it just needs to be legalized nationwide. Because look at what happened in this video. If all those people were high, do you think that would have happened?
Hell no.
Right?
Hell no. None of that would have. If all of them were high, they would be like, "Police, we love you, man. Come on.
Right.
We don't want to fight."
It's going on right here. If you look at the middle of your screen, these guys right here definitely smoke weed because they're out here like playing the guitar in public. Yo, dead us. I'm saying,
stop the violence.
Right, exactly. We shall overcome. Like, dead us. That's what these guys are fucking doing. And honestly, And that's what the vibe in that Denny's would have been like. That Denny's isn't just a Denny's. It is a catalyst. It is a catalyst for America as a whole. And because there's a lot of contention, but I think if we could all just kind of relax and, maybe kind of like listen and then, come to a conclusion that might be beneficial or question our own views, do a little more, be responsible citizens, then we might be able to kind of work with each other a little more. Yeah, weed kind of helps you. Weed will just, any idea you have when you're high, it like you think that it's amazing, like you think it's the great, like you'll be like, oh shit, the ends of the bread are just like the edges of the bread to keep the middle fresh. And like that shit like sliced bread was invented in like 1923 or something. but you just smoked a blunt, you're like, damn, this is a great design. They ought to make this more common. Hey, maybe they would have gotten these people to chill out a little more, and maybe not have this whole incident that is now viral on Reddit. But maybe if you want to go, and a lot of people,
shout out to Reddit.
Shout out to Reddit, straight up, man.
I love Reddit.
Reddit is great, and that's where these clips came from, courtesy of the diligent. A lot of people.
Are you on 4chan?
I am not. I'm a little scared.
I'm not either.
I'm a little scared of it. Yeah. It might be some Proud Boys, but I'm, straight up on God, like. And that's the thing. I feel like these. So many people are like, oh, the media manipulate the media, but it's like, one thing I've learned from going on Reddit is that nothing is more manipulative than your own mind. And people are not being responsible. They're just kind of shifting the blame over to the media. And this is just my opinion, but I feel like a lot of the time people are like, oh, the media made everyone think, or the media is putting this out. The media, it's like, yo, like what you see is Sean brought this up earlier. Your algorithm on your phone, on your social media, is dictated by what you're already looking at. When I open up Google, like because I got an Android phone, so if I look at this this thing where it's like they have like Google News, and they'll show you like different stories, like, and they're listening to me through the mic, obviously. But if I brought up a video game, they're gonna have a story about that video game. If I was on the phone talking to my dad about what I didn't like with Joe Biden, then there'd be something about, like, they have a story about Joe Biden on there. They're listening right now, and they're gonna have some stories later on about some of the stuff we talked about today, like Kyle Rittenhouse, that story. It might be some stuff about fist fights and Denny's. They might show me some more of that. They think I'm into that, and I am, because I'm from Georgia, and Waffle House video fights are some of my favorites. And I think not every state gets to have the blessing that Waffle House is, but Denny's fights might be just as good. Maybe later on we'll show some Denny's fights. Because I've seen some fist fights, man. There's some. If you look it up on YouTube after the show ends in a couple minutes, and you will be greatly entertained. And I hope all of you have been greatly entertained by me and Sean today on Politics as Usual. I feel like politics is very unusual these days, but what we want to do is kind of like create an open forum and also a show at the same time where people can be entertained, people can kind of relax, everyone can voice their opinion. If you think that all the American celebrity men and politicians meet up and fuck each other at a place called Bohemian Grove,
that's what I love about our show. People can bring their radical opinions
exactly.
here. Even if you don't really believe it, just get it off.
Get
it off.
Right. If you think the aliens built the pyramids, we'll hear you out. We're not gonna be like, oh, blah blah blah. Like, we'll hear you out for sure. And a lot of people will just write you off. But this is a lot of people be like, oh, it's a safe space, but they don't let any conservative people talk. Now, this is a true, like, everyone can voice their opinion, and we'll try our best to be fair to you. And also, we also want to make politics easier to digest. That was sexy, you right? And so we want to make politics easier to digest, and funny too, so that it's not all doom and gloom all the time, even though low key is. I'm Jonathan Hollis. You can follow me, Sean. If you post my Instagram right there, Jonathan K Hollis. That's my Instagram. Follow us there. Or also, Sean, if you could post the link to our Instagram for the show itself. Yeah, there we go. Because that's Politics as Usual PPTV. Follow that on Instagram as well. And this will show you all the updates you need. You'll find out what kind of crazy shit is going on in the world. You talk some shit with us, have a drink, have a good time. Also, follow and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for hanging out with us on Politics as Usual on Protest Party TV. And we'll see y'all next week.
Like, not just getting revenge and calling it justice is a cycle that we need to break. 100%. Everyone's out for vengeance in this fucking country. Everybody. And then innocent people get hurt.